Welcome to the Adapt and Overcome podcast, where marine grit meets growth. Hosted by Tommy Hardaway, this show highlights the relentless mindset of Marines now thriving in leadership and business.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I'm Tommy Hardaway from Adapt and Overcome podcast. Zooming in from Oklahoma, we have Martin Inkster. Am I correct in your last
Yes,
name?
you are. Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
Martin, great to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely. I appreciate it.
So, Martin, for everybody out there that's tuning in for us that have no idea as far as who you are and what your business does, paint us a picture. Actually, what is it that your business do today?
Okay. So our main company is called Centerline Incorporated. We are a repair facility for the spindles inside of a CNC machine. So we're basically glorified mechanics of sorts. So anything in the manufacturing world that requires CNC machines to manufacture parts, the actual spindle that is inside that CNC machine, that is what we repair.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competition out there for in that particular type of field.
I mean, yeah, there can be just because it's very niche. I mean, there's a lot of manufacturing in this world, anywhere from automotive to, the glasses that you're wearing to circuit boards to the, dental world to you name it. I mean, there's CNC machines that are usually involved in manufacturing these parts. So we, our competitors are usually the manufacturers of the machines. So a lot of big companies, they'll actually go back to the manufacturer of the machine instead of using an outsource. It's basically like thinking about if I buy a Ford to have my Ford repaired, I'm going to go to a Ford shop. Well, we're not a Ford shop. We take care of Ford, Mercedes, Chevy, Dodge. We take care of all of them.
Okay.
So we have a bigger umbrella that we can cover. But we definitely, yeah, repair, get you back up and running. When you're
So what
down, we
actually,
help you out.
yeah, yeah. So what actually sets you apart from your competition? What is it that that you do differently that they do not do?
Well, we've been in business now for 31 years. We're a family owned. We're dead center of the United States. So my joke or my running joke is always you only have to send it halfway across the United States to send it to me. Our turnaround time is usually a lot quicker than a lot of other larger facilities, just due to the fact that we are a family owned business. And we've been doing it for so long. So we kind of have our vendors and our suppliers all lined up. Um, it, it it definitely helps in what we do as far as getting the repairs done and getting the machine back up and running for you.
So would you categorize that as since it's a family-owned business that and what actually sets you apart from your competition, that is you guys superpower?
Yeah, I would say our family dynamic, I think, is our superpower.
Mm,
We're close. We know we've been doing this for many, many years. My father, who started the company, had been doing this even longer. So my dad has been actually doing the spindle repairs now for, I would probably say, close to 60 years just himself. So the amount of knowledge and expertise that he has and connections that he has with other spindle manufacturers is just, yeah. I mean, not a whole lot of people can compete to that.
okay. All right.
So
So you're in the military. You were in the
I
military.
was, yes, I was in the Marine
Uh,
Corps.
you was in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Semper Fi, Devil Dog.
Right, right. And my son is in right now. So, yep.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So are you a Hollywood Marine or a Sanford Marine?
I'm a Hollywood Marine. Yep,
Hey,
San Diego, man.
that's right.
I tell you what, I don't know. I we didn't have the weather, I guess, that they have over there, but therefore we have all the sand, we got all the hills, we got all the suck that we can handle. That's for sure. I mean, it definitely
Yeah.
wasn't easy.
Well, I'm a Hollywood Marine myself, and we
There
don't
you
want to talk
go.
about the the mountains that we had to climb.
That's right.
I
Yeah,
don't.
or their names, right? Or their nicknames.
Oh yeah, the nicknames. Yeah. Oh man, that it's only basically one particular nickname that's out there that if you're a Marine, you would, and you're a Hollywood Marine, you would never forget that name. And
Yep.
I don't think it's appropriate for us to actually see.
Correct. I'm with you on that one. I mean, the only one I think that's appropriate is the microwave. I remember
Yeah,
that one.
yeah.
Golly, I mean, and your legs were burning. That was for
Oh,
sure.
big time,
Yeah.
big time.
Yep.
So, so tell us, how did serving in the military carry forward into what you do professionally as well as personally?
So, okay. My father was in the military as well. He was in the German Navy. So me and my dad, we've always been very structured. Um, Also, being coming from Germany, everything in Germany is very hierarchical, just like it is for us in the military. You know, you've got ranks, and that's what you adhere to.
Right,
Here at Centerline, we've actually kind of taken on that same kind of concept, if you will, where our structure is very much similar. We got many different guys that are working out in the back that are also former military veterans, and I think that's definitely one of our fortes. That we've got that structure and that dedication that when we do work, that attention to detail. For the Marine Corps, we we try to kiss. We try to keep it simple, stupid.
mhm,
But
that's right,
at the same time, we also have that attention to detail and cleanliness and making sure everything is good to go. And we usually don't. At the end of the day, when you put your name on something, that is what carries across.
right,
So anything that we weren't prepared to or weren't supposed to put our name on or that we didn't think was quite at that level or at that at that level, then we didn't sign off on it. I mean, I don't know what your rank was when you got out. I was only a mere sergeant. But we still had, I mean, NCO, you still had your pool. And before I gave my script on something that was done or whatever else, you checked it, and then, with the white gloves and all that good stuff, and it wasn't done, it wasn't done, and we're the same way here. I mean, truly our tolerances here at the shop is upwards. I mean, our maximum is usually about 5 microns. A human hair dimension is about 100 microns. So you can see that perfection is, I mean, nothing's perfect. I get that. And we don't claim to be by any means. However, we try to get as close as we possibly can. And our 5 micron, that is our standard of saying, okay, anything below 5 microns is acceptable. Anything above 5 microns, we got some work to do still. So we try to make sure that we adhere to our own standards, and we've had those standards now for over 30 years. And I mean, we're still here, and we're still working, and we're still doing our thing. And people keep sending us their stuff, and they believe us and trust us, and that is to us very important.
it's a wonderful thing, you know.
Yeah.
So, um, now there's a lot of military vets out there that struggle once they leave, active duty. So, did your transition to civilian business, feel natural to you, or was it a struggle?
I think everybody struggles at one point a little bit here or there, no matter how you look at it. I mean, the structure and everything that you get from the military life, as far as what you're allowed to do, when you're allowed to do it, how you're allowed to do it, to the small bit of free time that you have at the end of the day. You know exactly that the next morning it's what is it, rinse, lather, repeat, right?
Okay.
Um, Here we try to do the same thing. We try to definitely have our structure as far as when we expect come in, et cetera, et cetera. So it was easier. I know, talking from having a couple of the other veterans that have come in afterwards, or the younger guys that have come in afterwards, how they have actually told us verbally that they appreciated those things, that we do have that structure and we do have that support with them.
Okay, yeah, the structure, but in the Marine Corps, uh, the structure along with discipline, that was the key,
Right.
especially discipline. Uh, so what is one of the biggest challenge that you had to overcome in your career, whether that's in the military or business?
Oh, mine, I think our the biggest struggle that we have as a company as a whole
Mhm.
is our location. We're in a small town. Um, Being in a small town, you have a small pool to pull from, so to speak, to get new employees or to get fresh blood into the company to get the job done for us. The hardest part for us has always been just finding employees. As far as struggle that I've come to, hmm, that's a good question. I haven't actually ever really sat down and thought about that. What struggles I've had. I've I'm very blessed. I can't say that I can't pretend that I've had it rough by any means. Not like some of the other friends that I have that are in the military and getting out and all that stuff. My dad being military, we have guys here that are military. I felt right at home coming out and starting to work just because I already had a group of guys that I was able to come close with just because we had that connection already. So the military aspect, I think, has always been a blessing for me, more so than a type of hindrance or a struggle.
But looking back, and a lot of things that you had to, like you said, you wouldn't per se categorize it as a struggle or per se a challenge, but looking back now, would you have done anything differently now than opposed to years ago?
I think we all would have done things differently if we had the chance to go back in time. Um, I'm trying to rack my brain here. I mean, yeah, well, okay. I guess my struggle was a little bit different than a lot of other people. The reason why I say a lot of other people, okay, difficult to say. For me personally, my struggle was I'm a foreigner. I come from Germany. I don't have an accent. I don't look different. I'm not. I'm a white guy. I'm not Hispanic. I'm not. I don't come from a different country where things are so much different, so to speak. I mean, in Germany and here, um, I mean, the major difference is language. However, the struggle of coming over, learning the language, acceptance, finding out where I'm from, and having to battle some of those things. I mean, and I still have language barriers sometimes when it comes to certain words. Like, I mean, I would racial discrimination. I mean, I'm German. I'm not. I'm American now, but I still think there was definitely some of that coming into the business just for the fact of, well, I'm not a local. I'm not an Oklahoman. Discussing with some companies or whatever else. Like when I go down to Mexico to do a lot of business as a white guy, they automatically think that I was an American, and we had problems getting into companies just because of the friction between Hispanic and or between Mexico and USA. And I mean, some Hispanics down in Mexico or in the companies I've visited, they still have the gringo thing going on. And then in conversation, it's, well, no, I'm from Germany, and then it's like, oh, okay, their attitude towards me completely changed. So I think that has been or is still sometimes a bit of a struggle with certain areas that I do business in. Um, it also gives me a leg up in other types just because we have a lot of companies that represent that are German companies. So I go over to Germany once a year. I go visit my friends and family, and then I go visit these companies and that I have my relationships with, and we represent them here in the United States. And that definitely has, again, has that's a pro, I would say. You know, I mean, it definitely has helped us out to grow and to continue to evolve as a company. So yeah, it's a little bit it's different, you know. It's just yeah, it's it was a weird question, and sorry if that answer was a little
Well, you're giving
convoluted or
your
whatever, but
perspective. That's
yeah,
what we're here for you to get
it's
your
different. Yeah, it's
perspective.
different. It's different. I mean, we had problems with it. It definitely was. It was what it
Yeah.
was. There was an original struggle, you know, and then on top of it, we weren't citizens yet.
All right.
So that, you know, that also, you know, it transferred over to work and trying to make sure everything is good to go because we're not just worried about, you know, making our company grow and continue to thrive, but we're also worried about making sure that we get our citizenship, you know. So I uh I remember exactly the day me and my parents, you know, we moved over here. I was 9 years old. I was a young kid, so I was just a child. Um, and that's when the whole process started, whatever else. It took us more than 10 years to get our citizenship. But here's the kicker. I turned 18, and 2 weeks after I turned 18, my parents got their letter. Said, hey, come down to the Capitol, raise your hand, pledge allegiance, all that stuff, and you're an American citizen. So we're like, okay, that's great. And then all of a sudden I was like, well, wait a minute, where's my letter? And they're like, oh, well, Mr. Inkster, you're 18 years old now. You have to start from beginning. You're your own family. So I had to start all over again. So at that point, I was like, well, what am I going to do? I was like, I wanted to see if I can fast track this somehow. So coming from a military family, that's how the Marine Corps jumped in. So I was like, well, I will. I was in the Marine Corps for over a year and a half as the only German citizen. Yep, I was a German citizen in the Marine Corps. And then a year and a half later, I got my letter to go down and pledge allegiance again, and I became a citizen in 2001. Yep.
Congrats to you.
So I'm kind of fresh. 2001. In my mind, 2001 isn't that long ago, you know.
No, shoot. Okay, but all right. Well, before we wrap up, what's on the horizon for you? Like what are you working towards in the future right now? In the next
Um,
what, 6 to 12 months?
yeah, well, we just lost my dad in November of last year. So my dad was my best friend. I mean, we were super close. So now that we've lost him, it's me and my brother here at the office. My son is here at the office as well. He's 22, and we're, you know, restructuring, trying to make sure that everything continues growing and continues moving forward the way that it always has, and the way that my dad would want to see it grow. Again, we are a family-owned business. We're one of the largest and one of the only family-owned business as far as spindle repairs goes here in the United States, and we definitely want to make sure that it continues to do so. And we want to make sure that my son has the opportunity and can be the third generation for our company. So that is what we're working towards, to make sure that we continue to grow, continue to do well, and continue to grow the legacy that my father started.
Okay, well, Martin, appreciate your time today, and for
Absolutely.
anyone who wants to continue, to have a conversation and learn more about what is it that your business does with the spindles and the CNC, uh, where should they find you?
We have a website. Our website is centerlineincorporated.com. There is a hyphen between Centerline and Incorporated. So centerline-inc.com. And that
All
is our
right.
website. And you can find just about everything there.
All right. Sounds great. Well, Martin, again, thank you for being part of the show. It's been awesome,
Absolutely.
uh, and thanks for all your insights that you imposed on us. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, every challenge is just an opportunity to adapt and overcome. Catch you on the next time.
You've been listening to Adapt and Overcome. Marine Grit Meets Growth. To share your marine to business journey, head over to adaptandovercomepodcast.com/guest.